Hello everybody, I just wanted to do a video and talk about what Brian Barczyk was saying on one of his videos about his mental health, and just basically kind of, what's the word, like kind of react to what he was saying and kind of, support him. So just, when he's not alone in it, 100%. And I just thought, I'd kind of speak about it and kind of like my experiences with it, and kind of go from there really. And it is hard when you're struggling with anxiety, depression, and what have you. And most people feel like they're alone, because especially blokes, because it's hard to talk about. So I've struggled with it for years, and to be honest with you, the only things that genuinely helped me, I would say 9 out of 10 is my snakes and being around my animals, which to me it's a massive help, and it's a great help. So just in case, Brian, if you do manage to watch this, or anyone that knows Brian, let him know. God, when I was watching that video, when he was talking about it, I almost brought a tear to my eye, because it was like, bloody hell, you would never have thought someone that happy and that like high spirited would be like that. But it goes to show, you never know what's going on in someone's head until they actually decide to talk and open up about it, because it is hard. And for me, like I don't have a massive collection. I've got about 10 snakes. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, I have 10 snakes, and one of them's right here, Sapphire, my baby girl, and I've had her since she was like this big, and she is my pet. Although I want to try and breed her, but I've kind of missed my chance this year, so she'll be breeding next year. I just kind of, I don't really know what else to say, because it's a difficult situation. It's a difficult topic to talk about. There's people out there that take the piss, or just get over yourself, or this, that and the other, and doing it for attention. It's not. It's hard. It's a hard thing to deal with. And for someone like Brian to come out and say it, and I know what probably a lot of people are thinking, oh, he's full of it, and this, that and the other, and what have you. But it's not the case. I don't know him personally, I've never met him. I watch all of his videos. I'm a massive fan of what he does. I'm also a massive fan of Nerd, Clint's Reptiles, Discovery Channel, with I think it's Emily, and they're just just really nice people. And the problem with the reptile community is nobody wants to stick together and help each other through all this. Instead, it's like, they find something wrong, like, oh, your cage is dirty, or your cage has got poo in it, or the snake's made a mess, you don't look after your animals properly. It's rubbish. Like, real life, I can keep on top of stuff, because I don't have a massive collection. And people have got hundreds of snakes and are breeding hundreds of them. You cannot keep every single cage spotless every time. And I suppose it'd drive the snakes nuts if you're constantly going in there, taking them out, cleaning it, putting it down. A little bit of wee on the substrate or on the paper ain't gonna hurt them. In the wild, you think they're slithering around in all sorts of crap. And if anything, we're doing good by keeping, by breeding these. We're keeping these from being extinct. Do you know what I mean? These aren't going to be extinct anytime soon. We're helping these stop from being hunted and used as medicines and what have you. Okay, there's a couple topics and a couple of things that can be a touchy subject, like when your snake sheds. There's a lot of people out there that don't like the idea of us snake keepers and what have you helping a snake shed, but it doesn't hurt it at all, not one bit. And I can't understand these people that are trying to stop us from keeping reptiles because we love them. Like, you wouldn't stop someone from keeping a dog or a cat, would you? But just because one person doesn't like it, well, that's their problem, no one else's. And, you know, for Brian to come out and say how he's feeling and, you know, where his head's at, and to say it with millions of subscribers and people that don't like him, and to get all that backlash, man, Brian, hat off to you, mate. Jesus Christ, you got some balls doing that, mate. But I just want to go ahead and say, you're not alone. Anyone else out there is struggling, especially men with mental health problems, don't hesitate, and just comment to this video, chat to me through the comment section, you know, get a conversation started, because I find there's not enough help for people with mental health issues, and there's not enough support. There's not enough support group for men, especially men. You know, I know there's a lot of thing about, obviously, female stuff, like women's stuff and men's stuff, and it's like always put into categories and you shouldn't be doing that or whatever. But it's true, like, men are seen to be really like, oh, caveman, I can't show emotion, I can't cry. It's rubbish, man. It's absolute rubbish. So, you know, if we could try and get a support group going to help these people with mental health problems as well, and if that means reptiles is what helping these people get through stuff. Like, look at Sapphire here, she's soft as shit. I love this girl. She's my baby. She's my baby girl. And I love her more than anything. And, you know, she helps me. She helps me so much. She's like my talking post. If I ever want to get something off my chest, I talk to my snake, or I'll talk to my dog, or I'll talk to my animals, because they don't judge. And if we, like I said, if we can get something going where we can help these people out there, and, you know, get an open conversation going, brilliant. You know, if it helps just like 5 people or 1 person, I've kind of done something to kind of tribute towards that. So please let me know what you think to this. I know the video's getting on a bit, you know, it's like 7 minutes long, and I know most people will probably skip through it after this, or fast forward it, or just watch the first couple of minutes and I've gone. But please, if you still up to this point now, just bear with. Like, I appreciate your support, and let's just try and get something going. Let's try and help these people with mental health issues and get through this hard time, especially with the COVID-19 thing, with the lockdown. That's been difficult. That's been really hard. I mean, I've come to breaking like this close to just snapping, but I've had my snakes to keep me going. Thank God I've got YouTube. Thank God for YouTube. And thanks, Brian, and everyone else who's in the reptile community who I've subscribed to and who I watch on YouTube and Instagram. Thank you for all your support, even though you don't know you're supporting me, but you're supporting me by putting the content out there, making me laugh. Like Mutation Creation, I was cracking me up with that rant, and I supported that guy 1,000,000%. And the fact that there's people out there that will have a go at someone just for somehow they do something, or how they do this, or that ain't right, or this ain't right, or just because of the way you look, the way you dress, the way you, I don't know, the way you protrude yourself as a person. It's like, keep your opinions to yourself, right? Unless it's a constructive criticism, so it's like, oh, you know, like a suggestion or something. Keep them shitty, nasty opinions to yourself. You don't need to put that on anyone else. You have no idea what they've been through. You have no idea what's going up in here. This is why we need to start this conversation. And all these like people that are sitting there in the comments because they're bored, because they're staying in their mum's house and they've got no job, they've got nothing in life going for them. They sit there, they've got nothing better to do because they're bullies. So then online troll, like, you know, troll people and bully people. But the fact is, if they sit back and look at their self in the mirror and be like, well, I don't need to say anything horrible to this guy because I've got no place, because I don't actually know what he's on about, or I don't have the experience that this guy does. I've got years of experience with snakes, years. And if someone tried to tell me how to care for my animals, I'd piss off. Because I know what I'm doing. Unless it was I was working with a new species I've not worked with before, then by all means, you know, flood me with, oh, by the way, you should try this, or have you ever thought about trying that? Yeah, man, I'll take that on. I'll take it on board, I'll try it, I'll listen. But if you're telling someone how they should do it, like Billy at Mutation Creation, telling him how he shouldn't use razor blades or scissors to cut his eggs. If he's not harming the animal, what's it to you? And as it goes for these people that say, oh, it's natural selection. Oh, you people, you, oh, don't eat, oh. Do you know what? My opinion, I'll keep it to myself, right? My opinion on people who say snakes or any animal, if it's not strong enough, shouldn't live. Just think about it as if your kid was born with a disability, let's say a gammy leg or Down syndrome or, you know, anything wrong with that child. Go and put your child down then. Go on. But you don't. Because it's not natural selection and when it's a human, is it? But when it's an animal, we're allowed to use the word natural selection. But at the moment it's us, human beings, we can't say natural selection, can we? No, because it's wrong. So, anyway, I'm not going to tell you what I think about these people, because that's my opinion, and I don't know what situation they've been through. So, situation could have occurred where something's happened to them dramatically, which made them switch, or something go wrong with the chemistry in the brain. Sorry, I'm being a bit quiet as well. I don't know if you can actually hear me or not, but yeah. So, please, if you've got anything to say, I mean, negative or non-negative, constructive, non-constructive, you know, just a question about something I've said, or if I've missaid something, because I'm quite forgetful as a person, and sometimes my words get away with me, and I can switch subject like that. But that's just who I am. I'm just me. But please don't be scared to comment on my video, ask me a question, you know, and we'll try and get something started. So we're going to end this with a hi, and keep your chin up. If you are struggling through this lockdown, if you're still in lockdown and you're following the rules, then chin up, respect to you, and hopefully I should see you on another video, a different video rather than just me sitting here chatting. But respect to everyone, keep your head up, and peace out. See you in another video.